Good morning from San Francisco. Today is the 23rd today, I think it is, Saturday, here in San Francisco. It is amazing. We are up at 6 a.m. today, which is why it's kind of dark out at the minute. We're having to come down for breakfast super early because we have to go over to Union Square in a little bit. And we are going to do our tour day. This is the first day over here that we actually have like near enough a whole day of everything planned. So we have a schedule to stick to, and up to now we're late. I just want to show you something dead quick because I just had the most surreal experience. Like in this hotel, when you ring for a lift, it rings. Oh my God, someone's thrown up here. Isn't that lovely? So yeah, and the bell rings when the lift is there, like a proper, like a proper old-fashioned hotel, like proper bing. And in the lobby and outside, in this area, they play like jazz music and that sort of thing. And they were just playing a piece of music that was kind of a little bit creepy. And it really reminded me of a certain hotel in Disney. Have a look at this.
I need Quinn. I'll take a picture. Agora que tinha andando no carro, porque a gente comprava, deixava no carro e voltava. Comprava assim, eu não tenho Alright, come on, Bubba. Go on. Your room will be ready shortly.
Oh, she's here. Get your swag on.
Morning.
Mind out because someone threw up there, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. Lovely, isn't it?
Threw up with the Mark Hopkins.
I know. So, yeah, so that's the Disney Hotel, and that's what the lobby here reminds me of. Mum, do you want to do the honours and say the saying for this video?
Roll the titles.
Yeah. This is how steep it is. The cars are told to park at 90 degrees. I wonder how many sets of brakes had to fail before that became rule. Mum's walking like this is the reason you don't trust a fart.
It's a day I wouldn't have.
Well, I thought I could trust a fart yesterday, thinking, oh, it'll just be dead quiet. No, middle floor in Macy's, me. It was loud and proud, and everyone left the area proud of me.
The Michael Kors bags are on reduced today.
Yeah, the leather's gone a bit south. Oh dear. So we're actually coming down this for the first time. We've not been down this side of the hotel before, but a block over in that way there is a hill that we got brought up when we were getting dropped off from the airport, and it was that steep, like my mum actually thought that the vehicle was going to tip backwards. Down this one or down that one?
Well, steeper than that one.
This is steeper than that side. Yeah, I wouldn't run. Although there is a really... Oh, there's cute dogs on this way. Let's go this way. The dog sold it for me. Oh, by the way, do you like my hoodie? It's loud.
Loud and proud.
Certainly is.
I've not brought my scarf to take that.
Yeah, I'm making friends with everyone's dogs over here as well. Hello. I don't know about for you, but this is still surreal for me that I'm not here, if that makes sense. And it's really quiet down here this morning, which is nice. Oh my god, my first smart car in America. Yes. Yeah, that is the back of our hotel. What have you kids been drawing today? One knob hill circle.
But if you wanted to get up and go from San Francisco to LA and you get on the 101 and you beat traffic, get up early in the morning, you can get there in 5.5 hours. I'm telling you, you can make it in 4.5 hours if you have a good motorcycle. But if you do the same thing on the Pacific Coast Highway, I don't care how good traffic is or how fast you try to drive, it's going to take you a minimum of 12 hours. And then on the right, you're probably seeing some trees that look like they're shedding their bark, and you're going to see more of them as we continue to drive along. These are blue gum eucalyptus. You'll see lots and lots of trees in this area. All of this is secondary growth forest. You see, this used to be redwoods, but they cut all the redwoods down for lumber, and they needed to replace it. So they brought in the blue gum eucalyptus because they're massive trees. They're absolutely massive trees. They're prodigious. They grow very quickly. They spread very quickly. And someone in Australia said, hey, this is a great idea. What the person in Australia didn't say is, hey, you can't build with these trees. These are the softest woods you'll find. But my favorite thing about the blue gum eucalyptus, which is this, a big row over them on the left, is the scent. That eucalyptus body wash that everybody loves, it's from this particular kind of eucalyptus. Wow. Though they're called blue gum because they emit a kind of oil. The oil is where the scent comes from, but the oil is also incredibly flammable. On warm days, that oil will seep out of the trees. It vaporizes. And then it forms a cloud around the trees. And if the wind drifts and changes, then that cloud will spread. And because of that cloud, these trees have been known to ignite when a wildfire is more than a mile away. The fire will ride the cloud back and blow up the trees. And in places like Australia, where it gets super hot super fast, the oil will vaporize inside the trees, but it won't be able to get out because it's vaporizing too quickly. So the tree will just explode. So we have exploding trees, and that's fun for me. But they don't blow up here, it doesn't get warm enough, and that's sad. But they are the Roman candles of trees. All right. See this little black car cut in front of us in traffic, and now he's acting scared.
Oh, smoke.
The best part is we haven't even gotten to the bad part yet. Which brings me to the disclaimer portion of the tour. We are about to get onto a very curvy portion of the road. There is a plastic bag up here, and there is a restroom in the back. You guys are laughing. There's a restroom in the back. Go right. Go right. You don't know what you're doing. The restroom in the back, the light comes on when you lock the door. I'm telling you this in case you get car sick. And another thing, you hear this? This is called a rumble strip. That's right, brother, you made a mistake. Go back. You were not prepared for this. Look at her. She was terrified already. She don't even know. It's about to get serious. But in any case, I have to hit the rumble strips. This is the largest bus allowed to go to Muir Woods. And I just need a little extra room to make the turns. Fun side note, the only reason why this bus is allowed to go to Muir Woods is because the back wheels turn when I turn the front wheels. Look at the spandex warriors on the right, fighting their best fight. I did warn people a few months ago about the rumble strips, and some lady, when we hit the first one, she screamed, "We're all going down!" Look, this person got their first look, they're turning around now, like, nope, that's a big batch, nope. And here we go. Alright. So we're going to drift down to the beautiful Redwood Valley, where we'll be seeing coastal redwoods. That's the Sequoia sempervirens. When I say sequoias, people always think Sequoia gigantica, the giant sequoia, but those are found in massive mountainous areas, like Yosemite in Central California. These are the coastal redwoods, the Sequoia sempervirens. The difference being that the giant sequoia, it's kind of, well, it grows tall for the first 400 or 500 years, right? And then it only grows wide. Kind of like a human being in their 30s.
I can agree.
Don't reach that.
However, the Sequoia sempervirens, it grows tall and wide forever. Sempervirens means to live forever, and that's one of the reasons why. The other reason is that it clones itself. If you damage it, it forms these things called burls on it. They look like tumors, but they're actually genetic copies of the tree growing inside the tree, so when the tree falls, that genetic copy is ready to go. They grow clones out of the base of them. You'll see those as we're walking through. And if the root systems, which can span the 2 football fields, find a place where there's excess nutrients, oh, look at this guy, where there's excess nutrients, then they'll sprout a clone out of the roots. You guys are laughing. These bicyclists, man, they will fight a bus, and it is obnoxious. Going up a mountain. That's why I call them spandex warriors. I had a lady from Australia give me a real good name for them. She said, call them mammals. And I said, ma'am, we're all mammals. She said, no, middle-aged men in lycra. And then another lady, also from Australians, the Australians are holding it down, by the way. She said, call them vomit. I said, what? She, yeah, very old men in tights. But Pauly Shore put it best when he called them grape smugglers. That's neither here nor there, I know, right? You guys are gonna go on TripAdvisor like, look, don't let her drive the bus no more.
So funny.
Alright. If you guys are starting to get nervous about these cliff sides, don't you worry, they just gave me my license back on Tuesday. We're good to go.
Looks like there's been a landslide there.
But if they're really, really bothering you, these curves, you do what I do. Close your eyes good and tight.
I heard you guys
This thing is blinding me. This person in front of us is terrified. He's gonna make us late. And the sun is blinding me. As amusing as that song is, I don't want to be going down the mountain singing, blinded by the light. There we go. I'll put it up as soon as I can see safely. The only thing that's scaring these people more than the cliff and the current turns is the giant bus behind them with what in their rearview mirror would look like a child driving. And my face is super round. And then on the straightaway, we get a little bit further, I'm in like wave real fast. Alright, looking down to the left, we're going to have our Zen Center. It is where a bunch of monks, not Shaolin monks, that would have been cool, but a bunch of monks, they garden, they meditate, they're little round buildings called the yurts, and then they have programs where they work with troubled teens and troubled kids, and they teach them to manage their emotions through meditation and gardening. Isn't that cool? And I was always wondering what kind of monks were down there, and I found out because I went to Bed Bath & Beyond and met one of the monks. I know, right? What? And she's like, oh, any monk that wants to meditate on peace and oneness, and you don't have to be a monk, you just have to be in a meditation, can come down and hang out at the Zen Center. And I'm like, that's cool. Oh, here's a little gang of them. That guy's like 75. He's making us look bad. We should get out and walk. To the left, we have Muir Beach. That's that little beach out there. And then the town is the unincorporated town of Muir Beach. It's actually a township. You know, judging by the way the people in the car in front of us are driving, I'm going to say two things. That they are not prepared for this road, and that they did not make reservations, but they're going to be super mad when they get turned away and realize they have to go back up the mountain. I'm thinking about following them just to see it happen so I can laugh. Because I might be slightly evil. Look at this! Big round of applause, you made it! Here, are you okay, lady behind me?
Yes.
You know we have to go back up on the outside, right?
Ooh, that'll be good.
Are you gonna go past me? Alright. So on the left we have the Pelican Inn. This is the unincorporated township of, here, I'll take that out now, of Muir Beach. If you keep looking to the left, you'll see their mailboxes. My favorite thing about Muir Beach is they have these beautiful homes up in the hills. But the federal government doesn't recognize them as a town, so they have to drive all the way down here every day to get their mail. And every now and again, you'll see one guy that's just super mad. Okay. So the sequoia sempervirens, you're going to see the trees in Muir Woods have been burned a little. Don't worry about this. Wildfires are a natural occurrence, although not as extensively as we've had them in the last couple of years. But they happen a lot in where do you live? They happen a lot in Northern California. So much, in fact, that the redwoods actually evolved to work with the wildfires.
Yeah,
the way it works is the seeds that the redwoods do drop to the ground, because they are conifer seeds, won't sprout until they've been exposed to an extreme heat source. Once that happens, once the wildfire rolls through, that seed germinates, and it germinates without all of the other undergrowth to compete with. All that stuff's burned up. The only thing that's left behind are the redwood trees, which are almost waterproof. They're incredibly dense wood. They have 6-inch spongy bark, and they suck up 2,600 gallons of water a day. So it's really hard to burn a redwood tree. Now, the parent trees are not in competition for the little trees. The parent trees actually interconnect their roots with the small trees and help them grow. So by the time the undergrowth rolls back up to support a significant wildfire, that sapling is now old enough and built up enough that it can withstand a wildfire as well. And this is the Tamalpais State Park. Again, more stuff that used to all be a redwood forest. And at this time of day, keep your eyes open, because I usually see foxes, deer, and wild turkeys. Mostly the wild turkeys.
Wild turkeys?
Yeah, they're the females. They're not as colorful as the males. They're round birds running along the side of the road. They do have a bit of color in their feathers. They're like iridescent, little bluish greenish colors, and then that's on brown, brownish gray. And then the males, they're pretty colorful. They vary, and they're significantly larger than the females. But at this time of year, the last thing we want to see is a male wild turkey, because they will attack the bus, and they will run out into the road, and then I have to stop the bus and wait for them to leave it alone. And even though I'm going to chow down in a few days on Thanksgiving, I won't be murdering any turkeys on the road today.
Do you want to go on the outside?
What, on the window?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. The carving.
Yeah.
So this is Muir Woods. We're here. And we discovered on the way here we have the best driver and tour guide. She's really funny at times. She's sort of on our level, making our sort of jokes, and you can understand everything she says. We love her. What's her name? Tiana? Tiana.
I'm going to have to find these tickets, aren't I?
So this is like a little make-up of where we're going, and the woods and everything, and all the little trails. So if people are watching this and going, why didn't you like film the whole thing? I have this thing in my mind of like, I'm here, and as much as I'm filming for the video and enjoy doing all that, let me clean the camera while I'm talking, as much as I'm doing all that, I kind of want to be here in the moment and enjoying it myself. So if you want the whole tour, come over here and do it yourself. It's a good little theory. So these are brown tickets.
You'd be very glad to know while you're videoing. Yes, I was just having a secret panic attack then.
So, yeah, we're gonna go in. I'm looking forward to this. This will be good.
I can't wait for this.
I'm tired now. I'm gonna go for a sleep. Yeah, this is incredible. It's hard to get the grasp of just how big these trees are, because they just keep going and going and going. Oh, there's one that's like fallen over here. Now this might be a good sight to see. Let's have a little look. Wow.
Big timber.
Yeah. One thing I will say about Muir Woods is it is beautiful, but there are signs everywhere that, in a polite term, basically say when you're walking around here, shut the fuck up, because this place is home to so much wildlife that won't show itself, or the animals will move home if you're being too noisy, so shut up. And yet, coming through here, I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but there's people like shouting, there's kids screaming, and you're thinking, shut up.
I don't feel like I should be in church.
Yeah.
So good.
This is just, yeah. There is no way of describing. Yes. This is what serenity must feel like.
I think I've found mine then.
Yes. Every now and then you see them little birds flitting around. This is also one of them places where it's not to put you off nature at all, but you are told if you see wild turkeys, don't go near them. If you see wild deer, don't go near them. And I don't think there would be bears here, but I would like to see one and just ask it, do they shit in the woods? Because the amount of times that saying has been used, and I don't know if it's true. The best thing about this place is that you can come along and they've set up these beds. So I'm going to have a little nap. Count me out, I'm done. Good night.
Then the red awning is Copitas. They charge $5 for Coca-Cola. I would avoid that place. Like, I'm not kidding. There's not even any rum in it. It's very sad. And then the next place, hamburgers. They sell good hamburgers. If you go further down on the left, you'll find a blue building called Skoma's. And then closer to us under those blue awnings on the left ahead is the Napa Valley Burger Company, where you can get a fantastic burger and wine flights. And then in the city center, you have those elephant light and fountains being left over from the 1915 World's Fair. Quick question, does anyone in here have ferry tickets? You do?
Yes.
Not for Alcatraz?
No.
Alright, does anybody have ferry tickets that aren't for Alcatraz? Raise your hands.
Not for Alcatraz?
Alright,
Okay.
here I'm going to make this easier. Are you going to Alcatraz? Yes, then you have to go back with me on the bus.
Yeah.
So this is lovely Sausalito. We'll be staying here for 1 hour. We do have Alcatraz at 1:05, so I do need you guys to come back super on time. Like, it's way more important to come back on time now than it was before.
So, we are now in Sausalito, and it is kind of like on the side of a mountain, but it is gorgeous, really nice here. But ages and ages and ages ago, me and my friend Kaylee were sat in mine, and we were having a few drinks, like you do, and we were just talking away. And we like to have music on in the background. It's not loud, but you can talk over it, that sort of thing. And as we were going along, we sort of like, not ran out of music, but we were getting a bit bored of the music we were listening to. So we're like, okay, let's have a think of songs to put on. And the song that my friend Kaylee thought of was Dock of the Bay. So of course, coming over here to San Francisco, you'll probably know that the song is written on the dock of the bay in San Francisco, and he's watching the tide roll away. So I said to Kay, you know, I will come over here, I'll try and get you some water from dock of the bay and that sort of thing, and you know, it'll be kind of cute. Unfortunately, there is nowhere to get water from the dock of the bay, and to be honest with you, it's kind of a little bit scummy. It's not the cleanest of water. In fact, especially around here, it'd be quite polluted because of all the yachts and everything that are here. I mean, these aren't your run-of-the-mill little ones. These are fucking mansions. However, so Sausalito is just, as you can see, fucking gorgeous place. But this is where Otis Redding came down and wrote the song. Before he even got famous, this is where he actually wrote the song. What we were told was these like brown posts that you can see, well, a little bit further down here, they still have the brown posts, and they used to be docks, but like, you know, development and everything happened, so they are no longer docks. But that's where he was down on his luck. Things weren't going well for him, and he came down here and wrote Dock of the Bay. And unfortunately, in life, you can't just give up. It's kind of a reality that life goes on. And he came back, went into the city, he got discovered, and of course now we all know him because of that song. But it was actually written over here. Like, this is the Dock of the Bay from the song. So I wanted to make a big deal of this because I feel really bad that I can't bring, you know, a little bit of water back for my friend, because, you know, kind of like sentimentally, it would have just been really sweet, like, oh yeah, you know, the song, and then she could have turned around in the future and been like, well, yeah, I really like the song, but look, here's actual water from the Dock of the Bay. So I'm kind of a little bit disappointed, but I'm hoping that this video makes up for it, and I'll give her a hug. Probably right now, because we'll be having a drink while watching this later on. But this is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And we actually don't have that long here. We have about 40 minutes just to sort of have a little meander around, because the next part of the day is going to take us over to Alcatraz. So we need to be back over the docks in time for the boat, for the boat ship thing. I genuinely don't know if that is the phone number that you need to ring or if that's the price, because it could be either. I think over here they're actually dredging, which is where they basically clean out the bottom of it, bottom of the water, get all the dirt out, and it basically kind of stops flooding and all that kind of thing. And yeah, that is exactly what they're doing. So you'll see he'll turn round and scoop up some more dirt.
Is on the boat and on Alcatraz. Service is available all There are dangers on Alcatraz, including uneven water surfaces and hazardous closed areas.
massive. Just the scale of it. I think we're going to turn, aren't we? There's the Oakland Bridge. And obviously San Francisco over there. And we're dropping you off here. Wait, I hope we don't crash. Oh, I know I have to cry.
Because I'll be throwing you in after it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I have a habit with my weight, I'd just sink.
You wouldn't. Not with that ballast.
Yeah, just let that sink in. It was an airliner. Yeah, I think that's what the prisoners would have said and all.
It's a big tanker out there.
Yeah. How tankerous. Right, should we go in? Child safety jackets. I wish I was thin enough. Here we are in Alcatraz. This is the shower room. This is where the audio tour starts. In here. So when you get off the boat, the audio tour begins at like the highest point on the island. So if you're not a fan of walking, kind of a no. But they do have a little train that comes up here. So it is quite easy to get up here. Yeah, when you're up here, this is where the audio tour begins, and then I think what we're going to do, we're going to walk down and then just stop off at the little bits that are on the way down, because like you can have a little look into the morgue and that sort of thing. It's kind of morbid, but I'm really excited to see it. So yeah, let's go on the audio tour. The audio tour is amazing. Like I learned loads just by being on it. Like it was really interesting. So I would definitely recommend that. Hello. So we're walking down, and this is where you get the chance to sort of like poke your head in, look at the different buildings. So this is the morgue. It's not what I was expecting. This is the water tower. And yeah, we learned all about where they escaped and how they escaped, where from, and we've actually seen the cells. It was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed that. But the thing with Alcatraz is there is loads more to explore. I mean, as you can see from over here, there's, you know, a few different buildings. There's ruins of buildings, and you can find out what they're for. So yeah, it's just really, really interesting. I would highly recommend that if you're coming over here, you do the Alcatraz tour, not just one of the boats that just kind of circles the island and then pisses off again, because that's boring. So this is the view from Alcatraz. This is like a road that seems to have gone around the island in the past. I don't know what this ruin is here, but obviously there's the main prison up there, and that little building kind of there, is the housing for the prison officers when they lived here. And what are you thinking of it? I said, what are you thinking of it?
What am I thinking of it?
Yeah.
I think that's a load of rubbish.
The reason I put that in is because so many times over here my mum's been going, look at them people, they're just on their phones and they're not looking around at their surroundings. And there's so many times on this trip where I've been like, oh, and she's just looking at her phone, and then you have to wait and wait and wait, and it's like, come on, Mum. Bless her. We said we'll come out for an evening meal. Didn't expect there to be a show with it as well. I'm not even going to say anything because I have no fucking idea what's going on, but we've literally just been surrounded by fire engines. I mean, we'd literally just been walking along here and we didn't see any fire. We didn't smell anything burning. In fact, if anything around here, it stunk of piss. Maybe they're washing the street out, who knows. But yeah, they're all here. I feel like I'm missing out on all the drama and I have no idea what's going on. Where are they all going? Oh my god, they're going in the Eat at Joe's. Oh my god. Oh fucking hell, everyone's watching. They're looking up. Sorry, I've got an itchy hand.
Look at the car.
Yeah, that's fab. Here's something that I can confirm. I'm not going to point my camera at them, but let me assure you, American firefighters are fucking gorgeous.
I know people who had their houses broken into, like they came in and it was like messed up and they were scared to go in.
No, this is what it is. Police show up for random risks and they look to arrest a street for no reason. They wouldn't go on fire.
It's literally like nothing in their house.
Yes, I feel it coming in the air the night. Can you feel it? I can feel it. 'Cause I can feel it. And don't you feel it coming in the air the night? I can feel it. Don't you feel it? I can feel it.
Yeah. Hello. Almost made a new friend there. So we are almost back at the hotel. We had an amazing meal out, to be fair. That was really nice. In a restaurant called Eat at Moe's. Now we can. So yeah, we can highly recommend Eat at Moe's. It's in Little Italy, kind of down a little back street thing. Amazing food, and actually the prices are quite good as well. So and everyone knows what I'm like for complaining, I cannot find fault with it. We're about to die, well, Mum's about to die, because because we've just walked up possibly the steepest slope we've ever walked up without it being a staircase. That's how steep it was. So we've done really well, and we're now going to go in, go to our room and chill out for the night. The plan was to go upstairs, do the top of the mark thing. It's not happening tonight, we're too tired. So that's going to happen tomorrow. So tomorrow for us is next week's video for you, and we are going to Yosemite Park. Can't wait. Oh, and to finish off, the drama that happened with all the fire engines, it turns out it was nothing. It really was nothing. They came out, they went on the roof of some building, and yeah, nothing happened. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next Wednesday.